Okay. And if anyone stayed from our earlier stream, we just went ahead and switched games after a grueling campaign with Donkey Kong Country 2. I decided to play something that I actually haven't played on stream before, and that's Soulcalibur 6. From what I'm gathering here, this was actually a 2017 game, so maybe it qualifies as retro at this point. I'm not 100% sure, but I haven't played it much myself. So we're going to enjoy that this afternoon for the remainder of our stream. Just a quick... Honestly, I was hoping that the theme of the game would actually be washing over us right now, but that's not actually happening here, which only reminds me that I really need to get some background music for these streams. But so it goes. Before we start though, I'm going to go ahead and update folks on what I am drinking today, since if you only just came to watch the Donkey Kong Country 2 stream, you probably saw that, but if you're only here for the Soulcalibur, then you didn't. This is Neon Rainbows. It's a New England style double IPA, certainly a little bit drier than other hazy IPAs. This one is made by Omegang, which is a brewery, I guess, in Cooperstown, New York. And it's Neon Rainbows because the New England style single IPA version is known as Neon Rainbows, so that's clever. Certainly very fun colors on this particular can. As hazy IPAs go, you know that these generally tend to have a slight tropical edge to them. This one again, not so much tropical, but certainly enjoyable. Yeah, certainly a good one to have if you're exploring New England style IPAs. Fang and Ale, Wolfkin. And let's see if we can get this started. I'll be playing using the Xbox controller, which actually has served me well for Steam games before. Let's see if we can actually capture this. And that's not what I want to capture. What I want to capture is... Allez-y. Does that work? No, of course that didn't work. Streamlabs system. Okay, that should do it. There we go. And anyone watching the stream, let me know if the volume needs any raising. It's a little low for me, but I can never tell. Alright, so like I said, I probably bought this game a couple months back as part of a Steam sale. I haven't played it much. In terms of my experience with the Soulcalibur series, I want to say that I did play a fair amount back in Soulcalibur 2, because it was on the GameCube, as with many people were introduced to the series at that point because they wanted to play as Link. And I made the terrible choice of deciding to craft my fighting style after Link, even though he's a guest character. If you are a fighting game aficionado, you probably know not to specifically specialize with guest characters, because there's a fair chance that they won't be in the next game. And of course, Link hasn't returned to the series since Soulcalibur 2. But I did pick up a couple of other characters that I really like, and generally the main person that I use in this series is Sophitia. Let's see, what's the story mode here? Enjoy the dramatic stories of each individual character. I think I may have played this once. And of course I'm getting used to the controllers here. I think I may have tried running this with Sophitia at some point before. So it looks like actually this takes you through every character, potentially. When you actually get to find out when the timeline this actually takes place. So that's clever. Let's go with what we know though. And like I said, let's play with Sophitia. The Holy Warrior's Task.
Sophitia was a maker's daughter, chosen by the gods to become a holy warrior. Given the order to destroy Soulcalibur, she set out on a quest that would eventually lead her to the sword's wielder, Sophitia. In a fearsome battle, she was able to destroy one of the swords. Though successful in her quest, shards of the cursed sword pierced her body, causing severe injuries.
That's gotta hurt. And so I think what I like about playing with Sophitia is just the fact that, of course, she has a very gladiator style fighting. It's almost like boxing, really, if you get down to it. And just the weight of the attacks, quick and weighty. I kind of enjoy that. Just the way that these portraits are positioned, it makes it seem as if Sophitia is shorter than Cassandra, which doesn't make sense. The young man gave his name as Rothion, swordsmith in a neighboring town. Wow, just because they were chatting, they got together? I gotta try that. And they went ahead and told Hephaestus. And of course he was like, never mind that. Here's a mission.
Sophitia, you fulfilled your mission well, and I am eternally grateful. However, your power is required once more.
No rest for the weary.
You weaken Soulcalibur, but it is regaining its power if the sword goes unthreatened once more.
I had a feeling this day would come.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Soulcalibur 6 is a retelling of the original Soulcalibur. It's either the first Soulcalibur or Soulcalibur 2, and feel free to correct me in the chat. Due to some timey-wimey things similar to the Mortal Kombat series.
I understand.
Which is why everyone is youthful again. I think in Soulcalibur 5, maybe people were incredibly, well, certainly a lot more mature and older. Well, if I was married to Sophitia, I don't know that I would necessarily jump to take her missions. She is far tougher than I will ever be, certainly. Alright, so Rothion was coming close to completing Sophitia's arms, though he knew this also meant that she would soon be embarking on her journey. While heading to the temple to pray for safe passage, Sophitia encountered a man hailing from the east. For some reason, she felt the stirrings of fate, but put those feelings aside to prepare for her quest. Who is this man? Are you not going to show us the man? Maybe. Or maybe not, right? It was just a dude. Does this guy look like an experienced blacksmith to you? He looks like a male model, if you ask me. Not what I expect from a blacksmith.
Do my best.
And I just realized that my camera's probably taking up his face, but that's okay. Oh, you actually get to fight him. Let's see if I remember my controls correctly. So obviously this is an 8-directional 3D game. There we go. There's the block. And so this is the overhand chop. This is the side. And of course this is the kick. Oof, nice. Out of my way, husband. Just that upward lunge is incredible. I wonder if he just has the fighting style of like Helik. Out of ring, out of ring? Not really. There's a throw here, right? Oof. And this is one of the new mechanics of this game where you clash swords. So he was a pushover. He's like, stay down, my significant other. Only one way to attack with Sophitia, and that's aggressively. Like I said, very much a lot of weight in that sword. It doesn't actually feel like you're slicing. It more feels like you're smashing into them. It's almost as if you have like two shields in your hands.
Feels so light. It's even better than the battle gear I was bestowed with last time.
Also, sorry for all those cuts I just gave you.
No, I really wish you didn't have to go alone.
Fear not. I have your arms and armor to protect me. Will you pray for me?
I don't know that that's gonna do it.
Pray for your safe return.
But they're so cute together. Okay, a journey to cleanse the soul. This is exciting. So, charged with an important mission by the gods, Sophitia steeled her resolve and embarked on her journey. This time, however, the road ahead was even more perilous than before. Still, she forged on in pursuit of Soul Edge, rescuing those overtaken by evil along the way, while also purifying the earth saturated with it. Very cool. So she was busy. And just a bit of housekeeping here. Okay. Let's keep going here. So a journey to cleanse the soul. Wait, did I just X out of that? No, let's continue with the thing. Okay, so we were here. Yeah, there we go. Yes, we know that.
How awful. Here too I find the ravages of the cursed sword.
Oh.
I thirst. Blood. Give me your blood.
Ah, a vampire.
But I can end your thirst.
What are you talking about?
Do not be afraid.
Some beers, perhaps? Okay, so we're picking a fight. It's quite clever that they decided to add all of these characters into the story by, I'm assuming, simply creating characters using the character creator. I'm gonna ring you out if you don't... Oh. Clearly I misspoke. I forget what the throw button is, but that did better than a throw, I guess. Okay, so that's one way to purify someone. Just have them blow up. I clearly should have read how to play this game. Clearly there's another resource system that I'm not understanding here. But that's okay. Get out of here, you shirtless homunculus. Bounce. Oh my. And now you are pantless. Whew. Jeez, okay. Come at me, bro. Okay. Ooh, nice. Oh, and there's our grab. That is one amazing way to die. Sorry about your clothes, friend. I'm trying to purify.
Be still now. You must have been in agony.
Hey, now you're alright.
You have nothing to fear.
Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it. I hope I may help even but one more in your state. I know the evil must be destroyed at its roots. How can I right now?
I find it surprising that she just happened upon someone in the middle of her travels that happened to be cursed. Just a random individual. Okay, so chapter 5. Sophitia was determined to cleanse as many from evil as was humanly possible. However, those consumed by it often became formidable enemies who stood in the way of her mission. Fiercely combative warriors with techniques sharpened on the field of countless battles, these foes proved an astonishingly imposing threat. Alright, well let's keep going. Let's see what's up. Nope. Another red eyes.
Have I met my match?
Oh, and Malfested wasn't the guy's name. I guess it's just their state. It's just their disease state. And a heavy sword user. Or I guess in this game it's greatsword. I'm thinking Monster Hunter terms here, folks. And so the enemy of vertical slash its sidestep. I remember that. Now, if only I knew how to predict movement, that would actually be useful. Come here, you. Poof. I think that's my favorite way to dispose of people. One funny thing about the Soulcalibur series is just the fact that kick is considered your fast attack and one with the least impact. And the reason why I find that funny is maybe just personal bias. I can certainly throw a punch, certainly not to save my life, but kicking is certainly not something that I think about. And it seems to me like it is probably the slowest in my moveset if I were in an actual battle. But maybe that's just me. Maybe everyone else kicks way faster than they punch. Ooh, and squeezed right by. Ooh. And just slashed to death. Another epic battle against a nameless rando. Are you alright now, friend? Sophitia, ever the noble character. Certainly a far more noble figure than myself.
Wielder of a powerful sword, the Azure Knight. I faced Nightmare in order to protect my homeland, but my challenge was in vain. Why? Why did he leave without killing me? After that, I grew unable to resist the temptation to do evil.
And so this is Nightmare after Soul Edge took over Siegfried, which I believe happened in the original Soul Edge game. Oh, at least at the end of the original Soul Edge. Soul Blade? I forget what it was called in the arcades. So Sophitia Chapter 6, Chasing Shadows in 1587. Once the rumors of a knight with the great sword had faded into obscurity, they were soon replaced by unverified stories from people who claimed to have seen Nightmare. Sophitia decided to continue her search for the knight with the large sword. So she's moving.
Nightmare was supposed to be based in Ostransburg, but when I went there, Soledge's master was gone.
I always wondered how you read that word. Ostrans. I've already forgotten.
But if Nightmare still has the cursed sword, then he cannot be allowed free reign. Even with so little information, I cannot give up my search.
Yeah, I don't know that you have a lot to follow.
To save people from evil has not changed. Almighty Hephaestus, protect me.
Yes, why did you give me this mission? Well, that was a quick chapter. Okay, chapter 7. Finally, after a long journey, Sophitia happened upon the knight with the great sword, who was said to possess Soul Edge. So this might be our first encounter with Nightmare. Oh, it's Siegfried actually.
Are you Nightmare?
At night?
Don't call me that.
If you are Nightmare, then I must defeat you.
I expected as much.
And then I must destroy Soul Edge.
Soul Edge is not here.
Do you know where I can find it?
Or maybe this is after Nightmare and Siegfried separated.
I can cleanse you of evil, and maybe even save
But that's Soulcalibur 3 though.
if you really
Everyone, stop.
Leave me be.
I want to save you.
There is no turning back.
This is good. Very compelling storytelling. Alright, fight me with your giant oar. And so really, at least in my experience, once you start getting wailed on by Siegfried, it is very difficult to recover. And so speed really is the best tactic. At least for somebody as poor at fighting games as myself. He moves very slowly and very heavy, but again, and there you go, see? Jeez. Ha! And maybe I can get the inertia back in my side. Get over here. Ah! Even blocking it is ridiculous. Whew. Ah. And he's got me, of course. That was lucky. Nice. Explode. Turn away. Don't look. like heroes explode things. Jeez, guy. Whew. Sideswipe. Ah, got him. Grabbed. Oof. Cut the neck. And got him.
I shall pray for you.
That was a rough one. So are you cleansed? Is that what's happened? Are we changing the timeline?
The evil is still present.
I'd forgotten what it was like to feel so at ease.
What are you?
Did you have my gratitude? Leave Soul Edge to me.
No, wait! I never found out his name.
I think that's the least of our concerns, but I respect your stance.
Still, I know not if it is wise to leave everything in his hands. Almighty Hephaestus, hear my prayer. Please watch over him.
And so, is this the end of our journey?
Names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two souls.
So what was that? Four, 5, 5 tops? But that at least completes the Sophitia section of this game. That was interesting how they structured it. Sophitia versus Siegfried. So yeah, so that was actually just a total of 4 fights. And that concludes our journey with Sophitia. Let's go ahead and pick a different character. Does anyone in chat want to suggest who I should play as next? And I guess over here is a marker of how far we proceed through the main storyline. If nobody chooses within the next 30 seconds, I'll go ahead and choose someone. And very likely it's going to be Cassandra, just because she plays so much like Sophitia. Still finishing up with the Neon Rainbows here, if anyone is interested. A New England style double IPA. Alright, so it seems like everyone would rather just let me choose, and that is absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and move on. So, Nightmare Stirs. Cha-cha. You know, I actually also like playing as Songmina. I like her glaive. I forget if that's the proper name for her weapon. The girl from... I'm not gonna pronounce that and offend people.
I'm Songmina. I grew up in the Song Dojang run by my father.
Song Dojang.
3 years ago, I went on a quest for Soul Edge, known as the Sword of Salvation, to protect my land. My quest went pretty well for a time, but then Huang brought me home. I guess it was wrong of me to run off without telling my father and all. He said I must redo all my training and forced me back into the rigid life I tried to escape. But the truth is, that was the least of my problems.
Actually, I wonder if I should have set the difficulty on higher. Or does that even matter in this story mode?
Would you please tell me? Again? Did my father tell you to do this?
Stop! I'd be a far better husband than you.
Guys,
You can be
get in line.
That's
Also, can I join the line?
Us in two. Yeah, and us too.
Okay, so whoever defeats her gets to marry her. Get out of here, you. So the thing that I like about Sangmina is just the distance that you get from using this particular weapon. It doesn't only have a very long reach like Helix weapon, it's also very quick. Also, just the way in which he moves makes you think like you did a lot uh, with very little, which I find incredibly satisfying because honestly, I am merely repeating 2 or 3 different moves that I know. Whoa, okay. Get over here, you insane man. Slam. And you're down. Who's left? Okay. I like the fact that the Soulcalibur series is one of the few popular fighting game franchises that ignores just how hurt you would be if you were to take a stabbing from any of the weapons. Everyone here is like, oh, defeat me with your sword. But after a fight with a sword, taking all those hits, I honestly don't think that anybody would be fine.
That day, I was surprised to see Huang home for the first time in a long while. Oh, Huang's my father's best student, and kind of like a mix between my mentor and my big brother. He was called a hero, and the country entrusted him with finding Soulcalibur, the sword of salvation. My father also wanted me to marry him.
He has a very Strider-looking face.
Think about marriage.
I'm not. Those guys were just joking because father keeps talking about wanting a son-in-law to take over the dojang.
Oh, really? I've never heard him talk about that.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I told him not.
Here's assuming that because it's called a dojang, it's probably the equivalent to a dojo.
Don't you think it's about time? Yes, Master. I'm sorry I can't stay longer. Mina, I'm sorry I can't tell you more, but I'm returning to the army.
Why would you do that?
With our own hands, even without the sword of salvation.
And that was that. Huang re-entered the military and now continues to fight for his country. Me, on the other hand, they wouldn't allow me to join the army because I'm a woman. But then what am I
Shame.
supposed to do? I too want to protect our homeland. When you said we, Huang, did that include me too?
Mina, that's not up to me. You understand what I mean?
So I can't protect our land with you because I'm a woman or because I'm not strong enough?
I don't think that's what he was trying to say. Voice acting. It was the last time I would ever see Huang. All I wanted was for us to protect the homeland together. But it felt like no one took me seriously. After that, I found it hard to concentrate on my training. Looking back, I really was clueless back then. Nope. Who is this peasant?
Did you come to humiliate me too?
What are you talking about? I'm weak and clumsy, so I respect how strong and bright you always are, Mina.
Then you must be really disappointed in me now.
No, of course not. Hey, I know. How about marrying me?
Would
Just sneaking that question in there.
Wong and Father admit I'm just as capable as them, no matter what it takes. Now that I think about it, Joel Wong was probably just trying to cheer me up.
And trying to marry her.
It must be nicer. If there ever is a next time.
Well, he was kind of a chump, but maybe a kind-hearted chump. So, chapter 3. And so I left home again. I just couldn't think of a way to get my father and Huang to recognize my ability. In the end, I thought if I could get my hands on Soul Edge at last, the sword of salvation itself, then I'd be able to make them see what I was capable of. It was my second journey to the castle in the west, so I knew the route well, and arrived in no time. Sword of salvation, is that the what SOS stands for? Let me know in the comments. What time is it? Oh, 4 o'clock.
That swordswoman who was also searching for Soul Edge. She was cool, collected, and so mature.
Very mature.
Like a child. So I lost my temper and challenged her.
This is a flashback fight.
No, I'm not done yet.
More fighting will only end in the same result. You're too. Farewell.
I never thought that was Ivy's voice. That's surprising.
Wow, that was riveting. Thanks for the entertainment.
You were just watching.
But that should teach you not to pick fights with people like that again. I'm sure you'll get a lot stronger in the future. You're still young after all.
Hey, don't treat me like a child.
Don't you dare. Oof. So he has Helix fighting style. Oh man. My disease is preventing me from fighting at 100%. This guy is quick. Alright, dude. Wow. Yes, let's rematch. Let's keep our distance from this blockhead. Not even a named fighter, seriously. Ah, he got me. Side. There you go. And just slammed into the ground. What?
You also said I could get stronger. Can you teach me how to fight? Use gloves or whatever. I don't care.
Stay hydrated, folks.
That was the first time I let Kong shoot Chong, my master. I needed to get stronger if I wanted to find Soul Edge. So I focused all my energies on forcing him to become my teacher.
I'm guessing the game doesn't let you defeat him because he eventually becomes your master. But he uses a staff. How is he supposed to teach you how to use the glaive? Okay. At first, my training consisted solely of fetching water and running errands to buy alcohol. Good call? Probably because I was in such a rush for my skills to be acknowledged. But, in time, as I started to focus on becoming stronger, my master began teaching me proper techniques. Perhaps father, too, was only But there's no use thinking like that now.
That's it. Looks like you're getting the hang of it.
Well, yeah, because you finally started teaching me for real.
I'm just giving you a simplified version, you know? Ugh. So, wanna spar again today?
Yeah, I'm tired of losing to a drunk.
Nothing wrong with losing to a drunk. That's what every single one of my opponents is doing. Oof. Side. There you go. Jeez, guy. So if I can keep him bouncing. Beautiful. But this one looks like it's going to be multiple rounds. And again, keeping distance with this character is actually quite handy. You really can develop an entire strategy just from a distance, which is actually quite nice. At least for a cheap fighter like myself. Slam. And welcome to the jam. Nice bounce. Of course, to use these effectively, you also have to know how well to use your distance. Ah, come on. You fly. And you are down. Whew. That was a surprisingly tough fight for not the final boss of this campaign.
This much progress in just 1 year. Guess I'll go buy some booze so we can celebrate your victory.
More drinking? Your body will give out one of these days.
Always.
I've heard that a lot.
What are you, my daughter?
My father's far more hardworking and accomplished than you. Aren't your family worried about you? Perhaps a wife or a daughter? After all, I often hear you mumbling in your sleep. You're our treasure, Xianglan. Stuff like that.
Huh? You've been hearing things. Get back to your training.
Fine, fine. Off you go.
Get out of here, you crazy wild man.
But Master never came back. I've no right to teach you
Probably perished from liver damage.
to carve your own fate. That was all he left me, scrawled in a note. I can't believe you kept me waiting all night. It made me pretty mad.
Okay, so now she comes across the malfested. I was annoyed that my master had left me, but then again, I was being insensitive. He would talk in his sleep, apologizing to someone called Shang Fei and another called Shang Lian. Perhaps he set off to carve out a new fate for himself. I hope so, at least. Okay, wandering the deserts.
Exploring ruins and underground labyrinths, ever in search of Soulcalibur.
I like how these guys just randomly stumble into things. Doesn't seem like they're actually following any leads.
I was sure Father and Mom must have been worried about me. And I was worried whether my homeland had been invaded by lands to the east. When you said we, Mom, did that include me too?
Mina, that's not up to me. You understand what I mean?
Read in between the lines.
What was Mom trying to tell me back then?
It's not that hard. But hey,
Traveler, help! My family.
Are you okay? Such terrible wounds.
Take this.
what did he hand her? Oh, wait.
What is this thing?
It appears as if it is a lizard and a man. Amalgam of some. Wow. And he is also naked. Once again. The disease is getting the best of me. Keep your distance. Unfortunately, what I'm getting from this fight is just me wondering. Wow. Apologies for that. Wow. Talk about fighting handicapped.
The nearest oasis village.
But what I was going to say is,
Was an illustrated map and a metal plate with a snake crest carved upon it.
do lizards have overt genitalia? I don't think that fight answered that question. In just a second here, some housekeeping.
What? You think I'd be useless?
What is it? You guys are being so cryptic.
I don't care. I'm tired of feeling as if I need someone's approval to rescue those dear to me. I'm going to save all of you. And my homeland, too.
Okay, and we are off.
Where is that girl heading?
Gee, that's not somebody that we encountered earlier. But I think this might be the last chapter we do today. Even without the Sword of Salvation, and even if I wasn't ready, I was still determined to protect my homeland and those I loved no matter what. I didn't care how strong the enemy was. I'd rather have lost than just stand by in silence. Thinking back now, it's a wonder I could be so naive. Okay.
To a vast underground temple. I managed to survive, but the unsettling atmosphere and weird smell quickly got to me. There were a lot of creepy instruments strewn around the place. But the creepiest thing of all was,
I'm glad that she didn't describe the smell.
what's this huge container for? Oh, it's so wimpy. Reminds me of that monster.
The lizard dude?
The villagers.
Oh, some more. I guess it's another fight. Try and make quick work of this. I've actually got another appointment right after I finish this stream. Wow. Side. Liver punch. Beautiful. Now that is a excellent stretch. Okay. Oh, I guess we're facing multiple ones. And this one works with a single blade. Don't let him move. And the side swipe. Okay, hopefully this is the last one of this clutch. Ah, my grab was deflected. Ah, here we go, slam. I gotta say, I love that move. Okay, and I think that that's a wrap for us. Let's just close out this chapter. Who are you?
No hesitation when faced with our chimeras. You're not from the village, are you?
He just called them chimeras.
What a rude accusation.
You are so rude.
They know these chimeras were once their family members.
What? No! You mean
We need the finest ingredients to make the finest chimeras. That settlement is our land, and the bait we use to catch traveling warriors.
That's why they didn't want me to get involved.
And that explains everything.
Fight. I have many uses for a fine female warrior like you.
Yes. I didn't understand what it really meant to fight. All I could think about was protecting my homeland and proving myself. At long last, I realized what a child I'd been. But it was too late.
But it was too late. Okay. And I think we're gonna call it a wrap here. We'll continue with Songmina's timeline next time, and it seems like we've only got 2 chapters left, so not too bad. Pretty good progress. We completed Sophitia's timeline. I guess what we'll do next time we return to Soulcalibur is try to complete every single character's story features. And yeah, that should be interesting enough. At least it'll give us some perspective on how all the other characters play, and that should be fairly fun. But in any case, thank you anyone who is still hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed my run through Soulcalibur 6. Again, not the most professional player, but certainly an honest one. Join me again next week for the Retro Corner, and we'll see what else happens. If anyone else join me for Donkey Kong Country 2 content. Oh, welcome back, Neuromanthos. I'm glad that you and your family member are here too. Unfortunately, this is the end of our stream. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and call this one Stay Thirsty, Wolfkin. See you again.